everybody. I think this is working. I hope this is working. I'm just going to do a little art journaling today. I've come into the shop. I'm ready to decompress a little bit. I had a very lovely couple of days, but I'm ready to get a little painting. So one thing that I had here today was a bunch of, let me change my camera over. I got a lot of Dina Wakely supplies in last week, and I'm working on getting them onto the website. But one thing I brought in were these scribble sticks and her washi tapes. So I was just going to start with those today. I'm going to work in my I work sometimes in this big mixed media paper pad, you know, because sometimes I like to have something that I can pull out and do things with. Some of my favorite pieces have been worked on in this pad, and then I take them and I can hang them up, and I can cut them up and make them as backgrounds, things like that. So that's a little bit of what I'm thinking today. Got some, I'm hoping that I have my mic on today, so I'm hoping that that helps with the sound quality. Last year, the last time was a bit rough, but hey Christy, hey Kendall, hope you guys had a good holiday. Ours was spent mostly in front of the Christmas tree playing with all our new toys, which is fun. All right, so I'm going to start by laying down some washi tape. It's not my usual start place, but today felt like the right thing to do. And these ones, this package is one of her brighter packages, but also had some of her pretty hand scribbles that she does, which I love the effect of that. I'm wondering if you ladies can hear me. If one of you would be able to say yes or no. Yay, Jen, I'm so glad. The mic is wonky. I don't know if the mic's working or if it's just the computer picking up my noise, because that's what happened last week. Here, if I tap on it, did you hear the tap? I'm just going to do some art journaling, you know, my usual texture and painty stuff. No agenda, just putting down some color, playing with some new supplies. I got a huge box of Dina Wakely and distress paints. Dina Wakely, I've got a bunch of her stuff, the scribble sticks and these washi tapes and some more of her stencils. And I don't know what's going on with the mic, but and then I got these scribble sticks, which I got all three colors, but these are her version of the water soluble mediums, that like a gelato, or there's also a distress crayon from Tim Holtz, and there are the mermaid sticks from Jane Davenport. So a lot of people have these. My actual favorite is the really old timey ones that come just in a cardboard box. What they're called is actually escaping me right now. These ones are a little less offensive in terms of how much packaging there is with them. You get this tin, and then all they have is this little plastic thing holding them, and then the crayons themselves have this paper wrapping. But I really like the I prefer this kind of packaging to some of the others where they have like an actual plastic tube holding the medium. Okay, well, I'm not sure what to do about the sound. Maybe I'll just forge on and try to avoid my hair getting caught on it. I have a brand new mic that I didn't have a chance to set up. It's not as, what's the word, obvious how to set it up as I thought. I have some new stencils too, from Prima that I've just pulled out. And let's see, Stamperia. I'll use those today. Let's see, the Prima ones are nice and thick, and then the Stamperia one's actually pretty delicate, which actually I like as well, because it means I'm going to get, it's a sort of fine imprint I'm going to get out of it. Let's just play with this a little bit. I'm going to put down some texture first so that I can then use the scribble sticks on top of it. I'm just using some Liquitex modeling paste, and it is modeling paste. It's not molding paste. Golden calls theirs molding paste. Liquitex calls theirs modeling paste, which is very confusing to a dyslexic like me who can't keep the two words straight. So thanks, ladies. Appreciate you sticking with me. This is a really pretty stencil. I don't know if you can see the effect I just got out of it. It's really nice. It's nice and firm. I'm going to start with these two colors, and these are actually a really nice consistency. They're very what's the word? They're very firm. I think these are water soluble. Maybe oh yeah, there we go. And look at how well they dissolve. That's beautiful. So, as with any of them, you can start with them dry and then hydrate them like that. You could paint off of them. You could take your paintbrush and some water and just use them as a paint stick. You can create a pool of water that you work into. That's one way to do it too, so that they end up a little softer when you draw with them. And she really does scribble with them, so if you want to bring a little Dina Wakely into your work, just big on the scribbling. And I'm being pretty mindless with this. I'm just mucking around. And just like any crayon, you can see that the harder you press, the more of a smooth layer of color you're going to get down versus just a fine. Spray this down, move it around a little bit, use my finger. Nice little wash there. Okay. You know, this bottle of green paint has been sitting in front of me for a while, so I'm just going to throw that on there too because it's asking me to. I broke it, so I pulled it out of inventory because it's broken. Oh, look at that. Woo, that's punch in the eye green. That is bright stuff. I don't know if you can see how it's reacting to the washi tape underneath too. It's like interacting with the paper and the the modeling paste, but it is not adhering to the washi tape. So it's giving us this interesting moments where the washi tape is showing up underneath while still interacting with the texture that's on top. It's pretty sweet. I'm still getting the effect of the texture, but I love how the washi tape is resisting the liquid, and so it's just sitting there on top of it. The ink is an acrylic ink too, so it will dry permanently and will not rehydrate if I get water on top of it again. Sometimes like using all my layers acrylic so that I can really keep the layers distinct when I work on top of them again later. The Prima, the Finidare Prima stencils they're all brand new and they are all on the website already. So I'll throw one of those down in a second when it dries. It's taking its time. So you can kind of see, I love doing this effect where, I don't know if you can see that actually, where you let it dry for half a second and then you rehydrate it and you get these lines, these ghost lines. You can see the ghost lines here, hopefully. Okay, that took a while. This is one of the new ones. It's very pretty. It's got this lovely sort of almost Moroccan feel to it, or French Art Deco maybe. Smudged. I'm just using white modeling paste, but I'll do something different in a second. Okay. This is some distress paint. And twisted citron. It's a really bright color. It goes down as a sort of medium bodied acrylic, but if I hydrate it, it becomes more like a gouache watercolor paint. Oops, that was not super dry. And again, if I hydrate it, it becomes liquid enough that it moves around on top of the washi tape. When it was just a paste, it was obscuring it, but now it is acting like a watercolor and beading up and moving off of it. Nice, like that effect. So with the scribble sticks and the washi tape came in the day before Christmas, so I haven't actually put them on the website yet, but they will be there soon, I promise. Demonstrating the point that until it is dry, it is water reactive. So all of that, any of that paint that was still a little wet rehydrates when you add, but once it's dry, it will be permanent because it's an acrylic. Hey, do you see how it skated over that tape there? That was fun. See if I can get this back in focus a little bit. Oh, I'm already enjoying this. Not using my usual color palette, so I'm loving how this is turning out. The purple is a Lucky Scribble stick. So you've got my scribble, I've got the scribble stick in the purple and the that sort of teal color in the background, turquoisey teal. And I've got a couple layers of acrylic on top of it now, and then I have, you know, all this washi tape popping up. Okay, I'm gonna throw down another This is another of the new stencils. It's from Finnabear, sorry. She's a lovely mixed media, oh my goodness, my words, artist. I think she's originally from like Hungary, but I think she now lives in Scotland, Ireland, something funny like that. I've met her a couple times at workshops, and she's one of those traveling artists that's been grounded for the time being. I would recommend any of those artists that you really love that you buy their products and check out their websites, because that's what's keeping them going right now. And those who know me know that this is my personal mixture. This is Kendall's Kitchen Turquoise I'm putting down here. This is a color that I mixed in a base of molding paste. Not light molding paste. This is this regular molding paste, which means it's got a little gleam shine to it. So, hi, Melissa. Thanks for popping in. I hope everyone had a calm and pleasant holiday with however you celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or solstice. Not sure what day Kwanzaa was this year. But let me go back to that first one, actually. Some more. Okay, trying not to bump my mic with my hair. I think that's what part of the issue is. I have a brand new wireless mic, and I pulled it out all excited to use it today. And of course, it's like, do this, do that, do this, do that, before I can use it. So I didn't have a chance to do this or that before I got on. Now it occurred to me to look at the instructions ahead of time. All right, so there you can see that the fact that this is in a translucent base. So you get that effect when you kind of like the ice product that I love so much, where when you scrape down through it, you get a little transparent sheen. And then where it's thicker, it's more opaque. Of every color of ice there is right now. I'm gonna grab a new packet. I'll actually pull it out and use it in a second. I grabbed this new color I've used before from him. I'll throw that down in a sec. Got a lot of nice layers going on, so what I'll do is put some over the top and see what happens. Loving these peaks of the washi tape that are still coming through. Really fun. The washi tape too means that because it's not soaking in some places, so that's hot, that some of the stuff is staying a little wet on top. I don't have much going on up here. So that keep the scribble sticks again. I'm going to throw some more in there. See what happens when those get a little wet. Smear that around a bit. Okay. You can see they go down fairly opaque. I'll tell you, water them down a little. They're nice, sturdy crayons, I have to say. I like that. Sometimes they're really mushy, and when you rub them in, they go smudgy all over everything. Do not. These feel like real crayons. It's lovely. Okay, so here's one thing you can do. Get a little damp and rub it over a texture you already have. Can you see how that is highlighting the texture that's down there? Yeah, like that. A lot. Cool. It doesn't seem to melt the way that some of the other scribbly sticks, like gelatos. Gelatos bubble and melt when you do this because of the wax content. These don't seem to have that issue. Cool. Okay, let's see what happens. So ice is a glossy, well, it's a matte finish, but it goes down kind of glossy, and it's very translucent, which means when you drag it over things, depending on how thick it is, you're going to get varying degrees of how red of that color. Look at that. So this is, it's interacting with the texture I have already, and it is embedding itself within that texture. So it's creating nice moments of true contrast where it is interacting with that texture and really showing. So this is one of those clawback methods that I love to use, where you go over texture with another color and it embeds in the texture that's there. And so you get the print back. And now I'm going to use it again with stencil. Because it is a 3D paste as well. That's the nice thing about this medium, is that put it down, pull it off, and I have that 3D effect. Nice thing about the ice medium is that you can see when it's dry, because that it does matte up. So when you hit it with the heat gun, you can watch that gloss dull down a little bit, and then you know it's dry. I'm gonna throw down another color. This is yellow orange azo. So Liquitex ink. See what it does if I throw some down up here. Hydrate it. Ooh, I'm almost out of water. There's some color effects going on here. Again, water soluble until it is dry. So if you have a blob sitting there you don't like, you can squirt it and spread it out a little bit. And place the water around on your piece and let it interact with that texture you have going on. She's definitely looking a little schizophrenic at the moment. Nice reminder that if you don't like it, you're not done. I'm just gonna keep going, keep layering up. Okay. Switch gears a little bit. Well, this is a distressed paint. So if I go in and get up and knock a bunch of things over. water, do the drag again, and claw back some of that texture that's under there and color. And it is one thing I don't do very often, because I genuinely believe that when you add layers, they're there to interact with other layers. I almost never take away, but since I have a little muddy mess here, I'm going to show you that. Those layers of paint that I've just put in, I'm pulling off with a baby wipe, and I'm doing it by tapping. You might want to try rubbing and see what that does for your piece. I can actually, this has got some nice reveals going on here. Remember, it's still water soluble, so you can come in and rehydrate. Just topping up my water bottle here. Oh, good job, Ingrid. Oh my gosh, yes. I really am going to top that off, because I did not mean to just pour my water straight onto the piece like that. But it did hydrate some more and allow me to pull back some more of that paint that got in there. So maybe it was a happy accident. Hydrate that a little bit. Like that, play around a little more. There's the red moments, red and green coming back through. Yeah, that was worth doing. So I don't know if you can see the effect of that and how let's see. I did have a moment where I panicked a little there. I put down so much color that all it was blue, but I don't know if you can see how much color I've got back now in this, but and so that blue now unifies the piece a little bit. It was all very wet. I've got some really fun moments, so you can still see that washi tape. And look at this pink over here. That's lovely. Watching paint dry. Okay, so I'm gonna go down. This is very blank down here, so I'm gonna just go in and let's go back to my modeling paste. Throw down a couple of textural moments like this. Specifically trying to get this motif. It's got a little heart in there. Kind of sweet. You can see that picked up some of the green. When you have a harsh edge, sometimes it's nice to go in and pull that away a little bit. And then there's that whole thing when you get a little bit of medium on your tool. If you've got a flat tool that you're working with, a little bit of medium, you can come in and just scrape it across the top and get a little highlighting effect. Can sometimes be really nice. I like that a lot. Do some more. I've added a little something. Sometimes I like leaving the molding paste and the gesso white and let it sit on top of a bunch of color like this as a more of a focal point. I thought so. I'm gonna throw some of this down in a second. It's the Liquitex acrylic ink and it's gold. One thing I love about this gold is that it is very gold. And it has, because it's a, well, see, because it is a metallic, it doesn't flow quite as well as the non-metallics. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, it can be a little grainy. And it's a little thick in the bottle, but it hydrates just like the others. And we give this piece a little sheen. I actually use this color a lot, so there's not a lot in the bottle anymore. Picking up a little bit on some of the water soluble mediums underneath and the stuff that wasn't actually dry yet, because there's a little bit of that on there too. I don't know if you can see how that spread around that right there. I might just let that sit and dry because I love how that looks. See what happens if I hit it with the heat gun. This is very wet, so I might walk away from it a little bit and let it dry. It's not finished. There are too many areas that don't have, the number of layers that I like to put down on these things, but it's close. And I like what the gold was doing. Let's see what it does over here. Just in this last corner here. See if I like what it does. Added a little gold sheen around that texture that was there. It was kind of nice. But it's very, very wet at this point. So I think I'm gonna let it sit. Maybe if I'll take up with this when I start next week. Yeah, I'm gonna let this dry naturally. Let's do this. Let's do this. This. Nope. This. There we go. Thanks for joining me today, everyone, and happy holidays. I hope you all made it through, and that we have one last one before the new year, and I think things are looking up for new year to be a little more productive. Anyway, I miss you all, and craft on. Stay well.